Hat, sunglasses, Pepsi, notes, sources, thick skin, check. You already know. Let's go.
Man, I'm going to give everybody a little timeline, guys, real quick. So, Sunday morning, I got a phone call from Chris that he was not feeling very well. And, he was going to be a little bit late getting videos out. And I told him, get some rest. It's fine, man. Get some rest. Then, come Sunday evening, he gave me a call. Joey, I'm just so sick. I don't think I'm going to get a video out today at all. And I said, it's no big deal, man. We do videos every day. Just it'll be fine. Get some rest, Go to the hospital if you need to. Whatever you need to do. Sunday night, he gave me a call. I'm not going to be able to do a live show. I said, I got it covered. I need to give a state, and everybody remembers this. Y'all were all here. I gave a state of Golden Blue to address and where we were. And so Monday morning, I got up and I texted him to ask him how he was feeling, and I heard nothing back. I called him, but didn't get an answer. I texted him most of the day in and out and called him several times. Figured he was just sick, laying in the bed, and getting rest, and I was happy. Monday night, I texted to him and told him, you must be really sick. We've not talked today at all, and that first time in 2.5, 3 years that we hadn't talked or messaged each other 100 times. On Tuesday morning, I got a phone call from his brothers to tell me that Golden Blue Dude had went into cardiac arrest in the hospital the night before. And, of course, my heart was like everybody else's. It just sank. And, it was 7 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't want to go public with it at the time. Not everybody had been notified, So I had to sit on it most of the day, and I would do anything for Golden Blue Dude. So, guys, this is a show of celebration, celebrating the life of Golden Blue Dude. And we have his brothers that are going to join in with us. So his brothers are Will and Ben. Will, Ben, thank you guys for being here. And I tell you what, this has been a rough week. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But guys, we have a lot of people in the back room that would like to join in and talk. But I'm gonna make this full screen for Will and Ben. Because they want to extend their thanks to everybody for everything that everybody's done. This is a fantastic community, and we know this, but they're new here, right? They're Golden Blue Dude knew how great this community was, and I think they found out how great this community is real quick. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to give you Will and Ben, Chris's brother.
Hey guys, can y'all hear us, Joey?
Yes, sir. We hear you fine.
Okay. Yeah, well, the outpouring from the community has just been tremendous. I think we put out the GoFundMe yesterday, and I believe we're almost at our goal already for the expenses for his final expenses. He was doing what he loved to do, and it's really tough on us right now, and it was just so sudden. Ben, he was up in West Virginia because that's where they live, and I'll kind of go through. Monday, it was just a normal day, and I had heard from Chris on Sunday, and we had talked back and forth a little bit about reaching or how his channel was doing and everything. And he was excited about everything. And then I got a phone call about 7. And like I said, a lot of you guys didn't know that Chris had a lot of health issues, but he went through a whole lot. His whole life, he was in and out of the hospital and sick, and he just learned how to live with the pain he was in. But so I got a phone call about 6:30, I believe, saying that they were thinking about taking to the hospital. And so I didn't think too much of it, since there's a lot that I mean, it's not an unusual thing for Chris to have health problems here and there. But then they called us around 8 and said that we should get to the hospital. And about 30 minutes after we got there, they had told us he went into cardiac arrest and hadn't come out. But we were able to get his his things, and he was wearing these shoes signed by everyone. And so I wanted to bring them on stream tonight. Can you say anything?
Not yet, I don't think.
But like I said, the outpouring from the community is,
You sound okay. You sound great.
Okay. Yeah, so we thought we'd wear our hats, our sunglasses. We got our Pepsi, thick skin, and we wanted to honor him tonight by coming on this stream and just chatting with you guys.
One of somebody, and I'm sure that everybody knows who this man is. Somebody that was a great West Virginia mountaineer. Played on our national championship team, or not, but played for the national championship. A good friend of mine, a good friend of Golden Blue Dude, a good friend of this channel, Joe Wolfley, the Wolfman. Joining us. Wolfman, how you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm doing fine, and I'm sorry for the brothers there. And I know what it's like, the pain, the getting the notice, understanding what the finality is, and going through those changes of Chris and what he was and who he was, a father. He had a fiance. He is looking to do so many things. And to this channel, I'd like to say is that to this channel, I really saw him grow. And I don't know anything previously of Chris before the channel, but I know where I came in with him and met with him and came and saw his growth, and he took it. Sometimes he was right on and he just kicked some can, and sometimes he was a little bit off and still kicked some can because he didn't care, because he did it. He just kicked can. And it was one thing I really appreciated about him. So I was on his show. I've been down with Mark Rogers, all these guys that, because all these guys are really special dudes. And when you say special dude, you obviously got to say Golden Blue Dude. Man, what a mountaineer. I'm sorry for the family, but I will say this is a celebration for him, man. So I got to tell you, he did what he was doing. And when you do what you're doing and you're happy, well, that's something to be said, because not everybody has ever been that happy. So with that being said, fellas, I am so sorry. My heart goes out. And to Golden Blue Dude, man, I'm doing a shot for him tonight.
Yes, sir. Wolfman, I'll tell you, Well, man, I'll tell you a funny story. So the first time I reached out to you and stuff and asked you to come on a show, and I called Chris right away when you said you would. I called Chris right away and said, "Man, you're not going to believe who we've got for a guest." He said, "Well, Joey, knowing you, it's hard to tell." And he said, "Because at that time we had Joe Manchin on the show. You know, we had I think we even had Mike Vanderjack on the show." And I said, "No, man, bigger than them guys." And he said, "Really? Who we got, man?" I said, "We got the Wolfman." He said, "Are you serious?" He said, "I said, yes, sir. We got the Wolfman coming on." And I tell you what, he was so excited. But a funny story to that, and I was reminded today because I was in Cooz's Corner, right?
Sure do.
I was in Cooz's Corner today, and one thing that they mentioned is something about Golden Blue Dude forgetting something. And I said, yes, he did. And I'm going to tell a great story about that tonight. One thing is that when you were coming on the show, like 5 minutes before the show, I messaged him and I said, "Are you going live?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, man, you need to get ready. You know, Dale Wolfley's going to be on your show tonight. You know." He said, "Tonight?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you sure it's tonight?" And I said, "Yes, Wolfley's coming on your show tonight, man." And he said, "Oh man, I thought it was tomorrow night." And and then so you he would always forget, and that was just his nature, because his mind was always on college football. What we're going to talk about, what we're going to do. This channel was always on Chris's mind. This is all he cared about, was this channel. I mean, mind you, I don't mean all he cared about, but I mean that was one that was on his mind, was building this channel so his family could have an income, his family could have a living, right? He could support his kids, support his wife, and things. That's what this channel was for Chris. He approached it as a job, and that's what I loved about him. That's what made me come on and start helping Chris, is because he approached it as a job, and that's what you have to do. And I loved him for it. He might have been forgetful, but he told me one time, he said, "You're an expensive secretary, Joey." And I said, "Well, the thing about it is I loved him. I would have done anything for him, but for free. I mean, just loved him to death. It was just such a good guy."
I understand that, Joey, and I'll tell you what is a lot of people don't understand the perseverance and determination it takes to do videos after videos after videos, the guts that it takes to stand up there and say, "I believe in this," where maybe half or a third or whatever may say, "I don't believe in that." And that takes guts. It takes belief. It takes knowing what you're doing. It takes loving what you're doing. It takes preparation. It takes time. And when you say that he left his job for this other job to do this, because I understand it's a full-time job, because you got to be prepared or you'll get eaten up. You know what I'm saying, man? And he didn't. And that's what he did. He survived, man. And, even though I busted him all the time with his sunglasses, I loved him for him at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, again, I just keep going back to celebration, man. So, Chris Petry, Go Blue Dude, myself, I'm not all that stuff you said I was, but I will say is I am heavier than Vanderjack, so I am bigger than he is, right? But it's the truth is that he's got a lot of people, and I want to get off because there's a lot of people behind me, but a lot of people loved the dude, loved his work, respected his work, and he grew. The time that I came on his show to just recently, he grew immensely in his size, stature, and his professionalism.
I made a video, just to give you an idea. I made a video, an intro to our live show 2 weeks ago. No lie, 2 weeks ago, that said we were quickly approaching 13,000. We surpassed that like crazy, and I mean, we blown by that. And I was like, I told Chris just last week. I said, I got to remake that video. That intro is no good now. We've already passed the 13,000, and we're going to be at 14,000 by the time we get the new video edited. And he said, quickly approaching 20,000. That's what he told me. I said, That's perfect. Quickly approaching 20,000 subscribers, and 60%, 66% of our viewing audience were not even subscribed. So that tells you how much of a reach he had. When we have 13,000 and 66% of the people that watch his videos on a consistent basis were not even subscribed. That's unbelievable. So
Well, all right. I was subscribed. I did watch his videos, and he has my respect. And I will say that God bless him, man.
I love you, Wolf Man.
I'm out.
We'll see,
See you.
we'll
Take
see
care,
you later.
fellas.
So we got a super chat here from David Cummins for $10. Thank you, David. He said, I love Chris and his channel. So entertaining to watch him. I will be forever grateful. I found his channel early and found him. God bless his family. I will tell you this much, and we appreciate all the super chats. If you guys could give to the GoFundMe, Ben, can you post the GoFundMe link, please, in the chat? Exploring with Ben and Sam. Exploring with Ben and Sam, please post the GoFundMe link. If you guys could contribute to that, because YouTube's going to take half your super chats, guys, and the family could really use the money. We have another guy in the back room, and we'll bring him in right now. And everybody knows him, Mr. Mark Rogers. Mark, man, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Joey. And yeah. Chris was amazing. He really was. I think back to the first time that I was on a show, and like many of us that are watching right now, we can thank Joey for being that go-between, because Joey let me know who Chris was and about his channel. I'm not somebody who's out there looking at a lot of YouTube channels, so I wasn't familiar with Chris. And it's kind of like what Wolfman was saying about his preparation, because, I'm the type that if you tell me you want me on your show, I'm just going to show up. You don't need to tell me what you're going to ask me. You don't need to tell me anything. We'll just start talking and I'll shoot from the hip. But boy, Chris sent me an email and outlined what subjects he was going to ask me and prepared me for it. And I said, I appreciate that. That is phenomenal. I'm certainly not that kind of my guess to do that, but he told me exactly what he was going to ask me, and he was so excited. It was just, it was so nice of him to then follow that up. He couldn't have thanked me enough, both directly and then emailed me and told me, how much he appreciated me coming on the show, and then asked me back. And I said, of course, because I was very impressed with his enthusiasm, his preparation. I was just, like we have heard and did last night when we were live for like 2.5 hours, hearing from everyone. Just he, beyond everything that he did on YouTube and the impact that he made there, beyond that, if you got to know him a little bit, you were just struck with his kindness and his just good-naturedness. He did tell me, I don't know how many months ago it's been, it's been quite a long time. It's been about, it's been a little over a year, Joey, that we started doing the West Virginia show live every weeks. We've got about 60 of those logged with Chris, and he may have missed 3 out of 60. And so we started doing the West Virginia show. And again, Joey put that together, got Chris and I together to do the West Virginia live show each week. And man, just again, he at some point, I would say maybe 6 months ago, shared with me a little bit about what he's had to go through and about his physical issues. But he was so just not complaining about it, just wanted to share with me, which I so much appreciated because I know that he didn't let that out there to many. And I knew every time that there was just a little hesitancy in regards to whether he thought he could go on, the next day or that night, I couldn't relate to what he was dealing with in no way. But I knew, and he always just apologized so much. That's both you, Joey, and Chris apologizing to me so many times about, oh man, I'm so sorry. And I was like, man, you are here for me just week after week after week after week, and you've got your own YouTube channel going, and you're here for this. Please, man, he was always just in such a good mood and so full of life and so full of just spirit. Yeah, he was just an amazing guy. And like Wolfman talked about, and Joey as well, I'm astounded and admire so much how he built this channel. And beyond the sheer numbers, just we see the outpouring of support and well wishes and people reminiscing and telling stories, that speaks much more. But the growth of the channel in and of itself was astounding and amazing. And he was just had his foot down on that pedal to the floor, driving hard and driving fast to make a go of it. And he was, and I don't know that people out there really realize, in the world of YouTube, you see the people that succeed, but you have no idea. I've seen numbers and statistics, and I've watched videos that talk about there's hundreds that fail for every one that you think is, a success. So it's not an easy thing to get people to, all you people have zillions of options of who to watch online or to watch TV or go read a book or do anything else. It's not just about competing against other college football channels, but it's about anything that you could be doing. And to get that many people that interested and engaged in what you want to present and what you're talking about, that's a unique talent. And Chris certainly had that.
Mark, I know that it was kind of funny the way that it all worked out, because when Chris was, when I first came on with Chris, he had 550 subscribers, something like that. Maybe not even that many. And I told him, I said, you've got something special. We can build it. I'm telling you, we can build this channel if we do it the right way, and we can do it. And he was excited, he was excited, and he trusted. And that was an amazing thing, is that he trusted me. And we started building this channel together. And I told him, I said, when we get to 1,000, I'm going to have you Mark Rogers on your channel. And I can remember him saying, Mark Rogers ain't coming on my channel for 1,000 subscribers, Joey. When you get to 1,000, I'm going to have Mark Rogers on your channel. I promise you. He said, how you going to pull that off? I said, when you get to 1,000, you're going to have Mark Rogers on your channel. And when he hit 1,000, I mean, the moment he hit 1,000, he texted me a screenshot of 1,000 subscribers that said, I want Mark Rogers. And
we got that screenshot too.
Yeah. And so I said,
That's very nice.
You got him, brother. You got him. And Mark, you were so kind to just like, Joey, yeah, man, if you need me there, if you want me there, I'm there. And you came on, and you hadn't talked about it at all. It was just like, it was just a goal I set for him, and I would do that for him. It was like 2,500 was Dale Wolfley, 2,500 was Joe Manchin, 5,000 was Dale Wolfley, 10,000 was Brian Josiak or Mike Vanderjack. Sorry, Mike Vanderjack. 7,500 was Brian Josiak. It was just little goals I would set for him, and he would work so hard to achieve those goals. And that's how we built the channel. I mean, it wasn't me. It wasn't any magic I had. I've got a Rolodex, right? I've got my contacts that I can call and talk to, and and say, "Hey, would you mind coming on the show?" And 90% of them will at any time. And it was just the idea that he was able to just push himself to put out those videos and get himself to that subscriber count. And I remember it wasn't too long ago. He asked me. He said, "So what's our goal for 15,000? What are we shooting for?" And I told him, I said, 15,000. You're going to have Peyton Manning. And I mean, he just like dropped. So like he was like, "Are you serious?" And I said, "You get 15,000, we'll have Peyton Manning on the show." And he said, "That's amazing." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "I'm positive. We'll have Peyton Manning on your show." And could I fulfill on that? Maybe not, but I was going to do everything I could. I tell you right now, I would have done everything I could to get him on the show. And hey, we achieved a lot, and Chris, well, I did, not we. Let me take it back. Chris achieved a lot with this channel in a few short years because he always set a goal, and he set out to make that goal, to reach that goal, and he worked very hard at doing it. And I'm so proud of him.
Joey, I don't know how many times he texted me or he told me directly, online, face to face here, that he was like, "Mark, we got to get that West Virginia channel to 1,000, and I'm so sorry." And he would start apologizing. He's like, "I can do better, and I can get you more subs on there, and we can get it, and I will." And I'd be like, "Man, you've got your own channel to worry about. Don't worry about it. We started this. We'll get it going. We're fine." But he's like, no, I'm going to post this, or I'll do this, or I'll simulcast over there, and I'll be pushing people. And he'd tell me, tonight when I go live at 10, I'm going to be pushing people to that West Virginia channel because, I feel bad. I don't know how many times he told me, I feel bad, or I've let you down. And I'm like, no, man, don't tell me that. He so much wanted to succeed and to make that work because he knew that I was asked to do that channel, and he wanted to make that happen.
It wasn't just this channel. It wasn't just this channel he cared about. It was everything he was a part of. Anything he was a part of on YouTube. If he was going to be a guest on another show, right? And mind you, we got contacted all the time for him to be a guest on another show. If he was going to be a guest on another show, he wanted that show to be successful. He would call me up, and literally, he called me up one time because he did a show that only had, I think, 300 views on it, all right? And it was not on this channel or your channel. It was on another channel. It only had like 300 views. Joey, we got to get the views up on that channel. Get over there and get some views up, And so Joey has to go to tweeting and Facebooking and watch this show and promoting another channel because he cared so much, and that's what, and that's how he built his channel. Because guess what? If as much as I promoted that, he was a genius to figure out that if I would promote him over here, it would still build his channel too, right? So if they liked him, they would come and subscribe here, and it worked. He was a genius at that, and and I like to think that what I do is pretty good, but he was a master. He was a master at building a channel, and knowing what it took, and being there, not just for his channel, but for every single channel that he was a part of. Whether he was on Pigskin Pete, Uncle Lou, Chess Hall, Mark Rogers, any channel he was on, he wanted it to be, that show had to be successful, or he considered himself a failure. And that's, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just the way it was. He wanted everything to be right, and that was just his special style.
I'll get out of the way here so other people can talk. Last thing I want to say is, and I said this umpteen times during our live stream last night, it's amazing to reminisce. We're going to keep Chris's memory alive. We're going to keep his spirit alive, not just today and over the next week. We will continue for months and years. We will continue on my channel and hopefully on other channels. And for as amazing it is and healthy as it is for us to mourn and to grieve and to celebrate. We want to do all those things, and it's all going to get mixed up together, just like it did last night. You know, one second we were laughing, the next second we were at the verge of tears, and I did break down right at the end. You know, let's not forget the GoFundMe, because you know that's where we can make a huge impact for Chris's family, for those 4 children. So please. I know people are hurting out there financially, but if you can give $1, whatever you can do, please do it. Go to the GoFundMe and help the cause.
Mark,
Mark,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
we wanted to thank you for the live stream. Me and Ben watched the whole thing, and to all the other people that we've been watching all the tributes, and it's been a lot to the family. We're all appreciative of everything you guys are doing out there. The community is just amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. He deserves it.
Mark, thank you so much for coming in and giving us those words, man. Appreciate you, Mark. Love you.
Thanks, Will. Thanks,
Thank
Ben.
you, Mark.
Joey.
Thank you, man.
So I will say, growing up with Chris, we always knew he had this special connection with college sports, one that was deeper than we probably understood. It was even a battle sometimes to get him to turn the channel to something else that we wanted to watch. And this was his passion. This is what he loved. He loved talking about sports, watching it, predicting it, all of it. It's just, he lived and breathed it. And I remember talking to him really early, you know, before he started making YouTube videos, saying, man, you have to do this. This is what you do. This is what you love. And we remember filming the first video with him in a bedroom, and he was up on a stool, and it was awkward. And
He was nervous.
he was nervous. I was nervous for him. You know, it seemed like we couldn't get everything worked out right, but I knew if he stuck with it,
And
he would do really good.
we got onto him all the time about those sunglasses. You know, I always say, well, man, just ditch the sunglasses, you know. And then eventually he just made it a part of his brand. He incorporated it in. I mean, at that point, I just gave up on the sunglasses because he had made it part of his character.
He was a master at marketing, wasn't he? He was a master at marketing.
It was good.
I know a lot of people, I you know, like you guys, I've been in a part of a lot of streams the last couple of days, and a lot of them were just like, the first time I met him, he handed me a koozie with Golden Blue Dude on it. You know, it's like a master of marketing, just getting out there, getting his name known, and he really was. And the next guy I'm going to bring in here is one of them that can tell you that story, and he's very well loved in this community, and very well known in this community. And I know for a fact he's going to be there tomorrow, and that's Raj. Hi, Raj. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys? Y'all doing all right?
Hey, Raj. Hey,
Hey, I'll meet y'all tomorrow, the Petry brothers. You know, the one thing I want to say is, I'm not going to say very much about Chris. He was the second person ever I met at the first Olympics. And you ever seen The Mandalorian and Baby Grogu? How they're side by side? That's how Chris was with me. He was so scared to meet people. And we were hanging out or whatever, and he just, I mean, his eyes lit the fuck up, man, when we were talking to people. And about an hour in, he goes, dude, he's like, y'all know Chris, he was an introvert. I mean, he wasn't real social, you know, and he was just so fucking excited, and he hung out with me that whole fucking day, man. And he goes, we were down out the sidewalk, and I handed him a beer, and he said, I don't drink. I said, you gonna drink with me, motherfucker? And I handed him a beer, and I said, drink with me, whatever. I mean, I'm telling y'all guys, he was fucking fascinated. Like he was like out of his world. He just didn't know what to do. And I said, man, lighten your loafers, dude. I said, we all here to have a good fucking time. And, you know, he started fucking hanging out with us and talking, and he started opening, and he just started talking to fucking people. And next thing you know, we exchanged numbers, and the next morning he, texts me, he said, hey man, are you downstairs? I was like, yeah, man, we having breakfast or whatever. And Chris actually became a real good friend of mine, man. And we talked a lot. And hell, I just talked to him 2 weeks ago because of the softball game. And I'm telling you, man, it really fucking hurt me when I heard what happened. And I'll be up there tomorrow. I'll see y'all guys. Seriously, I'll meet you. Me and Pete are going to meet him and have breakfast at the Hardee's right there down the road from where he's going to be. Yeah. So, but I'm telling y'all guys. And Joe, hell, I talked to Joey earlier, and hell, I didn't know I had so much influence on Chris. Because hell, when Chris got back home, he was like, man, why can I not be like him? Why can I not be, boisterous? And why can I not be somebody that can get on the internet and run their mouth about college football and somebody like that? And I was like, dude, just run your mouth. I was like, dude, I'm from the fucking South. I mean, like that. And he was really passionate about getting that YouTube channel started. I remember me and him talking, and I know this is sad to say, but if you ever notice when somebody talks when they know something's going to happen, or they're not going to be here very long, and they want to do something that they really want to do, that was Chris. I think Chris knew his days were numbered, and he said, fuck this shit. I'm going to run with this motherfucker. I'm going to run with the Bulls. If I get horned, I get run over, then guess what? I died what the fuck I did loving. And I think that's what he did. I think he said, fuck it, man. I'm gonna grab these motherfucking horns by the bull and do it. Because like I said, I think he knew in the long term that people know. I mean, you got to understand, people know, and Chris was a fucking great dude. Y'all have a great brother. I mean, trust me, I'm the oldest of four, Chris was a great fucking dude. He was a good fucking friend to me. I mean, he is some, and guys, I feel for y'all guys, and like I said, I'm gonna be up there in the morning. I'm not but 90 miles from y'all. I'm not but an hour and a half from y'all guys. So, I'm gonna go pay my respects to Chris, but guys, I'm telling y'all right now, we ain't guaranteed one more fucking day on this earth. So, if you got a good friend and shit hits the fucking fan and whatever hits, look at Chris. Chris didn't want to, like, he's not somebody that he was, ask Uncle Lou, Pete, he came down and hang out with me and Pete and Uncle Lou in his apartment and watch football. Look at one of Chris's videos. I'm in there and I said, go Dogs, while he was making a video about West Virginia and Texas. Guys, I'm telling y'all right now, Chris was a fucking great dude, man. He was a good friend to me. I feel for his fucking family. It sucks. It fucking sucks right now.
Raj, I love you, man. I've got a lot of people backed up in the back room.
Okay, all right, guys. But anyways, I'll see y'all. Hey, listen here. Like I said, I know Joe, you ain't gonna be there, but hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow at the service. Okay, brother?
Thank you.
Thanks, Rod.
Yes, sir. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, have a good one.
Thank you,
Rest in peace, GBD.
And Dennis M. You sent those pepperoni rolls, and Chris couldn't eat spicy foods because of his stomach and everything. So I got to eat all the spicy ones, and they were really good, man. We appreciate those pepperoni rolls.
Dennis, I was going to leave that super chat up and clicked it off, but when he got those pepperoni rolls, first thing he did, because it came with a T-shirt too, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right, guys? It came with a T-shirt too.
I think so. It was something
Yeah.
like that.
And
I think they
he called
have
me up.
the-
He said,
I have
did you get us a new sponsor? And I said, no. And he said, well, I got some pepperoni rolls in the mail and a T-shirt. I think so he said. And I said, well, I actually talked to a pepperoni company, but no, they didn't take us up on our offer. And he said, well, I got some pepperoni rolls out of it. And so he was happy, you know, and stuff. But and I believe he did advertise you on a couple of videos. So we appreciate that. So we got another, well, we've got a bunch of people in the back room. Next one I'm going to bring in, I've shared the StreamYard link. If you guys want to come in, you'll just have to wait your turn. Listen, I am not here to cut anybody off or anything because everybody wants to say their piece about Golden Blue Dude, and I understand that. We can be here all night for all I care. I don't care if this stream lasts 8 hours. Maybe not everybody will last that 8 hours, but I'll stand here with you. So we got Twisted Rooster, a very good friend of the channel. Twisted Rooster, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mr. Joey. I want to tell the brothers, sorry for your loss. My prayers and everything for your family. I didn't know Chris as well as a lot of people did. I only got to, coming into Joey's family. When Chris knew I was coming in, he told Joey, I guess Joey had the conversation. He said, yeah, take him on. I like his work. And we got to meet at the Slav Olympics, and he was like one of my biggest supporters. He took me as his own family. And he touched my wife, and he touched myself. And I'm not going to hold up the channel because I know there's probably 1,000 people that want to talk about Chris. But I just want to say my with you guys. And, everyone that can help, please, hit the link for the GoFundMe, support the family. And I just want to tell you guys that your brother really touched me, and he's an inspiration to a lot of us. So,
well, now, Rooster, before you leave, you got to meet Chris at the Slav Olympics, right? So tell us a funny story. Tell us anything. What anything happened?
Our biggest thing was like I showed up and I had this crazy chicken head that I was supposed to wear like during the Slav Olympics, and it was so hot that I had to take that thing off. I'm like, I can't do it. And Chris showed up in his clown. He had his clown outfit on. He loved that thing. Finally, after a little while, he's like, Rooster, man, I just had to take that thing off. It was killing me out here in this heat. And I'm like, I feel you. And, it was a couple stories about Chris that happened at the Slav Olympics. And it was really touching to myself and to my wife. He knew I was doing well in the competition, and all he kept saying is, you can do this. It's like, because he knew I was part of the family after meeting him through Joey. And that was just, he handed me his phone, his tripod. He said, here, Joey's doing live. Go in here and talk to Joey. He asked my wife to hold all his personal items while he competed. And it was just like the trust for someone that you didn't know that well that he showed us was really touching. And he was just a wonderful guy, and I was looking forward to seeing him again at the Slav Olympics and doing more shows with him. He brought me on his live show when I was a nobody, and he tried to help my channel, and that's what he did for everybody, and he never said anything negative to anybody, and that's what I loved about him. And just waking up looking for that notification button so I could go watch his video when I was driving to work and stuff. It's gonna be something I really miss. He was a everyday part of my life, even though I didn't talk to him every day.
Yeah, man, he loved the Slavs.
He did.
Talked about them. I went to, I guess the 2021 maybe Slavs. No, I went to a softball game. I went to a softball game, and I couldn't stay long. but man, he loved those activities.
Yeah, I just, he had an infectious personality. That when I met him for the first time that Friday night before the Slavs, we were all eating dinner and all that stuff, and he knew that I was. It was just like he treated me like I was part of his family. After making the connection, through Joey and the YouTube community, and he just loved what he did, and that's inspiring to a lot of us new YouTubers. To watch a guy, he would take the negative that people would say in his little comments or whatever, and he'd turn it into a positive, and he'd go make a video on it, and
Yeah, I was supposed to say he turned it into a video, not just turned it into a positive. He turned it into a video.
yeah, and it was just great how he did that, and it engaged people to him, and that's it like to me that was his personality, and I'm sure you guys know that, you're his brothers. um he was just that personality that just he could just draw people in, and like Joey said, he was a master of marketing, but his to me his mastery was his personality, because he just came across, and he just treated everyone like they were family, and he just it was very infectious. um, like I said, my wife doesn't watch college football YouTube very much, but she if I'm playing the video and she would hear Chris's voice, she just, oh, is that Chris? I love him. He's my favorite. And she even told Joey the story about, him asking her to watch his personal stuff, his phone, his wallet, and all that stuff. She said, I can't believe he showed us that kind of trust.
Yeah.
And that's what was great about Chris.
So I got some great news. So we are $205 away from the goal on the GoFundMe page. $205 from the goal, and that's amazing. The outpouring support of the Golden Voodoo family, and we always said you are Golden Voodoo, and you are. You are Golden Voodoo, not just us, right? It wasn't Chris that was Golden Voodoo. Golden Voodoo is a brand, and that's everybody. All you guys were Golden Voodoo, and the outpouring of the support has been amazing, and we love you for it. And $200 from our goal, guys. That's amazing. Brewster, thank you so much for coming on, brother.
All right, Mr.
Thank
Joey.
you.
Thanks, Rooster.
Thank you, guys.
And someone today was in the comments on YouTube saying that they thought it would be a good idea to finish Chris's mini helmet collection, and I think that's a pretty good idea too. I like that idea.
I agree 100%. It would be a great idea to finish that. And I mean, there's if you know of a helmet that Chris didn't have, let's complete that let's complete that collection for him.
Get it together.
I promise you, Chris would want nothing more than that. He would love to complete that helmet collection. C-Dog Morgan, man, C-Dog, what's going on, brother? I gotta introduce you like Golden Voodoo would, because he would say he's a Georgia Tech fan, but we forgive him and love him for it. What are you doing, C-Dog?
Thanks for having me on, guys. I just wanted to come on and pay my respects to old Golden Blue dude, man. I mean, what a great friend he was to me. I was another one that we got together real early, and he was always so cool to me and helped me with my channel and everything. And we did a few collabs, and we even roomed together at the first Slav Olympics, and we would hang out all the time at them things. And I freaking love Golden Blue dude, man. And it really tears me up that what happened. So I'm gonna be attending the service tomorrow, so I'll be there to be able to pay my respects. And I just wanted to come on and kind of just express how much he meant to me, He was an inspiration to me, and I always respected his hustle and just his attitude. He had the best attitude, and I freaking love going to Blue Dude, man. So
He loved you too. We heard about
He did. He did.
it.
really,
Matter
Oh,
of
yeah.
fact,
We heard
about a
Sea Dog
month
all the
ago,
time.
about a month ago, he told me, he said, Joey, how come we don't have Sea Dog on the show very often? And I said, well, we got a whole line of guests, you know, we can have Sea Dog on it if you want Sea Dog. Yeah, we got to have Sea Dog on more often. And I said, okay, you know, we'll get through the next row of guests and stuff, and I'll make sure Sea Dog comes on. You know, he loves you, man. He did. He thought the world of you.
oh man, that means so much to me. You guys have no idea. Like going to Blue Dude, man, and me and him, you know, we immediately clicked. You know, and we were fast friends. And we done a few collabs on the YouTube too. But we were always hanging out at the Slob events, and he went to every single one of them, and he was one of us. And I that means a lot to me that y'all would say that, and that's how I felt. You know, I would have loved to have done some more work with him because he's just a great guy. Loved him, loved his channel, and I'm gonna miss him.
As we all are.
Same.
As we all.
Well, I won't keep you guys. I know you probably got a bunch of people that want to come on here, but I will see y'all tomorrow.
See you there, Sea Dog.
Funeral, yes, sir. Thank you very much, and I'll
Thanks,
see
Sea
you.
Dog. Love
All
you. Bro.
All right, love you guys. See ya.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He loved Sea Dog very much, and we've got somebody else backstage that supported the show for a long time. Great guy, and you know when I think of Chris was extremely religious. He loved God. You know, there's no doubt that Chris is in heaven right now, looking down and smiling at us and stuff. And this man right here that I'm getting ready to bring in is the true man of God himself, Mr. Hillbilly Skeptic. How you doing, Hillbilly? I can't hear you, Hillbilly. You must be muted.
I just want to go ahead and extend my condolences there to the family and to Chris's brothers. And, you know, I'm so thankful to the Father that Chris had a faith that saw him through the hard times. And I certainly hope you gentlemen share that faith. And
Yeah,
it is certainly it is a rock you can count on. And, you know, I just like to say about Chris, I'm just an old hillbilly, a Kentucky fan. And Chris, you know, even let me have my opinion on his show. And the chat was always lively. They'd let us jab at each other and talk a little smack, as long as we didn't get personal too much. And and I actually saw like some of the ideas that I had play out in his show, you know, and he did some videoed ideas that I had. And, you know, I'd just like to add to what Rooster said there. It was the man that Chris was, who to respect everybody and their voice. And that type of respect and honor extended to other people is naturally going to draw them to you. And look what a great community that I've been introduced by knowing Chris. And I definitely have had him and his family in my prayers, but also in my Thanksgivings, that I had the honor to know him and the community, the larger community that he's brought me into. Just want to say you guys will continue to be in my prayers. Just honored to say I knew the man, and love y'all, and have a good night.
thanks, Skeptic.
I know we're a little awkward because we're not used to the live stream situation. So,
And we're looking over here at the monitor, but the camera's over here, so it's a little weird, but yeah.
So the next guy I'm gonna bring on actually has been a part of this show since almost the very beginning. He was our first pit fan, without a doubt. A great guy. I mean, fantastic guy, and everybody loves him. And Golden Blue Dude loved a pit fan, believe it or not. And here he is, Mr. Talkus Pit. What's going on, brother?
I owe GBD absolutely everything that has happened for my channel. The exposure. He was he was the person who convinced me to even make videos in the first place. Now the channel already existed, but it existed because I never met a West Virginia fan on Twitter, and I made the channel to admittedly trash talk Golden Blue Dude because he's a West Virginia fan. I'm a Pitt fan, but once I got to know him, because he opened up to me a lot quicker than from what I realized that he opened up to a lot of people. I knew about Golden Blue Dude's condition probably within a week of meeting him. And I think he got comfortable telling me that because I also suffer from Crohn's disease. I've had it for the past 13 years. And once he found that out and he told me, we clicked. He called me a lot on my phone, texted me. He's even on my personal Facebook page. And we still trash talk each other back and forth about the Backyard Brawl, even on our personal Facebook page. He gave me the confidence to, no matter how bad Pitt does, you rep your team, you stay loyal to your team, and you don't let people talk bad about your team. You sit there and defend him. He gave me the confidence to not only be a better college football fan and appreciate college football, but also to be a better dad in my life. After explaining my situation to him and him kind of going through similar situation in his life, you never think that the person who is of the complete opposite of you, because there's not very many similarities between me and him. You never think that you'd end up becoming the best of friends. And my biggest regret is him being here for the Backyard Brawl and me not being able to get out of work in time to go attend. And a lot of people told me, he would forgive you for that because he did. But I never got to say hello to him, to his face, and shake his hand. And that's gonna hurt for a while.
I just put a comment up on the screen from David Smoke. David Smoke's a great friend of mine from 365 Sports. Been on our show several times. Him and Paul Catalina, Craig Smoke. David, I think, is very well known throughout the sports world. And that shows you how far a reach Golden Blue Dude had, right? I mean, here's a man that is in the locker room of the Dallas Cowboys. There's somebody that's in the locker room of the Baylor Bears. And that's across the country, guys. That's the reach that Golden Blue Dude had, and that David Smoke comes in and pays his respects and things. And David, we love you. Golden Blue Dude loves you, and stuff. Talk is Pit, man. You were always one of the favorites of Golden Blue Dude. I can remember back when you first came in the chat and stuff and things, and he was like, "What's this Pitt fan doing in here?" You know. And
I actually
said, "Well,
remember that. I remember the
I
first
told him,
live stream.
I told him, I said, we're trying to reach out. We're trying to reach a nationwide audience. So, I guess we got to put up with them assholes up north." And
He had a
Oh
blast.
man, like gold and blue dude. Even when I came into the chat, he didn't immediately trash talk me. He was smart and waited till I opened up my mouth. And of course, that's what I did. I trash talked him first. West Virginia sucks this, West Virginia sucks that.
and he opened up the floodgates on you.
And he opened the floodgates on me. But the thing is that floodgates came with friendships.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you're a Pitt fan, you're not welcome here. I mean, Golden Blue Dude was my very first subscriber. My very first subscriber, the very first person who ever came on my panel, the very first person who ever shouted me out, the very first person who ever made a video about me telling West Virginia fans, hey, go support this guy. He's a Pitt fan, but he shows me respect. And if West Virginia fans can get along with Pitt fans, then anything is possible.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna get off here and let other people come on. I definitely, what I will say is, I think I owe it to GBD to go down to the Backyard Brawl this year in Morgantown. And will be the one and only time you will ever catch me doing this in my life. I will not only wear a Pitt jersey, but I will also wear a West Virginia hat.
Now, you got to promise me one more thing, too, for Golden Blue Dude.
Yeah.
That this year is in Morgantown, but next year is in Pitt again. And that you'll go to that game. And when Sweet Carolina is played, you'll holler, "Eat shit, Pitt." He'll want that more than anything. You can leave your Golden Blue at home this year. Next year, when you go
I'll
to
tell
Pitt,
you what, I'll
gotta
do you
go
even
eat
better.
shit, Pitt.
If West Virginia's athletic department gets brave enough to play Sweet Caroline in Morgantown, I will say it then. And then I'll say it again the following year.
All right, brother.
But thank you guys for
make sure one of us is around to record.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, I'm never gonna live that one down. But,
I love you, man.
See you guys later. Have a good night.
Thanks.
All right, Talk Spirit. Have a good night, brother. The next person that I want to bring on, and I'm going to have to go out of order here, guys, because this guy is extremely busy. A great friend of mine. I mean, this is one of my favorite. This is without a doubt one of my best friends. Just think the world of him, and a great friend of Golden Blue Dude himself. Off of the 1988 National Championship West Virginia Mountaineer team. Owns a record company now. A tremendous success story. Great channel. And he's also host for SI Sports right here on YouTube. Mr. Eugene Napoleon. Hi, Eugene. Thank you for being here, my brother. Love you.
Love you, Joey. Appreciate you, man. Obviously tough circumstances. Listen, Chris is a good dude, when I got your message, it definitely hit a little differently. So as you know, my background, I've had my shares of ups and downs when it comes to losing loved ones, my mom, my dad, my siblings, you know what I mean? So it's hard to put an understanding to when you lose a loved one. And this definitely is tough.
Yeah. It is. I always look forward to your videos though, each and every week. Not your videos on SI, but I do look forward to those as well. But your videos on Napoleon's Corner.
Thank you.
And so did Golden Blue Dude. He loved Napoleon's Corner. And we often share the videos. If I didn't see it, he would share it with me, and then you would share it with me, and or whatever. but he watched you every week. He loved you, and when we had you as a guest the first time on the show, he was just ecstatic. He was extremely excited. And I remember him saying, "How do you reach out to these people and stuff?" And I told him one time, I said, "I guess I'm just blessed." And he said, "Well, then that makes me blessed." Because I'm blessed that you were able to reach out to them, and I'm blessed to have them on my show. And that's true. That meant a lot. That means a lot, and that's true though. If one person's blessed and they're sharing that blessing with you, then that makes you blessed as well.
Absolutely. And I told Chris this as well, some months back, as I think I shared this with you as well, Joey, that it was an honor having the ability to have him on, my show as well. I'm a vibe person. Energy matches energy. Always been that way, and I thank God for it because it has helped me navigate my life. So when you meet good people, their energy kind of precedes them, if that makes sense. And for me, that's the kind of person you are. That's the kind of person Chris was. You understand this is a good, solid human being, man. And it was such a pleasure and such an honor to get to know him. Just a real good, wholesome person. That speaks volumes. It doesn't matter where a person is coming from. It doesn't matter what they have or what they don't have. You cannot substitute any money, fame, whatever, for being a good human being. And he was a good human being. So I send from my family to his, heartfelt condolences, blessings, love, praying for comfort during this most difficult time. He may be gone, but I tell you, I know for sure he won't be forgotten.
Yeah. Speaking to Eugene Napoleon, great man, and the thing about Eugene is Eugene is world famous, owns Nat Vision Entertainment and things, but I have to say this, Golden Voodoo and I love the music of your wife, platinum recording artist. I mean, as she is, she's amazing and stuff. And Eugene, I wanted you to know that I know you just got in here because you've been out and stuff and just got in here. The two gentlemen up in the upper right hand corners are Chris's brothers. That's Will and Ben. And Will and Ben, this is Eugene Napoleon. I'm sure you know who Eugene is.
He was so excited to have you on the show when he was able to talk with you on the show. I just remember him just being ecstatic. He's like, "You will never believe this," and like, "Wow, that's pretty amazing." You're a blessing to him.
Thank you, fellas. Listen, and thank you for sharing your brother with the world. I'll just say this. Listen, I'm the youngest of 7 children, and my mother buried 5 of her 7 children. So I've been through losing brothers and sisters. My 9-year-old sister saved my life when I was 4. So she died for me in a huge house fire in Jersey City, where we're from. So when people say they understand what you're dealing with, I can honestly say that I get it. You know what I mean? When you lose a sibling, it's the toughest thing. I just want you guys to know your brother was a very, very special person. Like I said a little bit ago, he's a very special human being. And you guys just hold solace in the fact that he touched a lot of people. You know what I mean? Did great work on this earth. So you guys hold on to that, hold on to that, knowing that there's a lot of people who know how important he was to them, just as I do, and I'm going to hold on to those memories because they are special, and he was special. So don't ever lose sight of that. And I know this is a tough time for you and your family. And like I said, I mean what I said. Up here in New Jersey, we will be praying for you. We'll be praying for your entire family. And, may Chris rest in peace for sure.
Thank you, Eugene. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Listen,
Eugene, I love you, brother.
Joey, I love you as well, man. Please give my best to your lovely wife and to your family, and I'll be in touch soon.
All right, Eugene. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Eugene. Oh man, I tell you what. So the next one we have up is also someone very special, the Golden Blue Dude, and very special to everyone in the entire YouTube community. Big Tube Productions.
Hey,
Vic, how you
hey
doing, Vic?
hey guys. Yes, first off, I want to say that I'm really sorry about the loss of your brother. So yes, know that me and my family will be we're keeping you and your family in our yeah. So I can remember it was about this time. It's been about 7 years ago. That my Nana died. So yeah, she actually died on April 1st, 7 years ago. But yeah, so yes, the Golden Blue Dude was a really great dude. Really good friend. And yeah, so of course I had met him, 3 times, each of the Slav Olympics. And then of course one of my favorite memories with him. It was at the second Slav Olympics. Yeah, when we tied in the "Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?"
Yeah, you did. I remember that.
Trivia game. That's right. So it's like it was down to just us two, and we went into overtime, but we just kept getting everything right, or it's like one of us would miss a question, the other one would miss one. So eventually, we just had to call it a tie.
Yeah, call it a tie, and then Golden Blue Dude won.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that, Vic?
Win the whole thing. So
yeah, won the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was always special. I can remember remember getting a message one night, a text message from Golden Blue Dude, and he said, "Hey Joey, Victor's singing," and I said, "What?" He said, "Victor is singing on his channel."
Oh yeah.
I said, "Who the hell is Victor?" I mean, I didn't think of you as Victor. You know how we always relate to you as Big Tube.
Right.
Like, who the hell is Victor?
Right.
He said, "Big Tube. He's over there singing."
Yeah.
He said, "Get over and watch that."
Do Vic Oki on my
Yeah.
show sometimes. So.
He loved it, man. I just want you to know he loved it, man. He thought the world of you.
Yeah. Yes, well, I thought the world of him, too. So, yeah, and I'm really going to miss him. So,
Yeah, we all will. And one more thing too. I mean, I'm actually, well, I'm not gonna mention that right now because I'm hoping that Uncle Lou will come on with us because I do have something to talk about with Uncle Lou. And it kind of involves you too, but it doesn't. So I really want to wait and see if Uncle Lou comes in here and stuff before I talk about it. But but yeah, Vic, he loves you very much, man. And you're very special in this community. We all love you, man.
Yes. So I'm really glad that we were able to make his last few years really happy. So
Thank you, Vic, too.
Thank you, Vic. We'll see you later, brother.
All right, love y'all. Bye.
Love you, man. All right. Next up, somebody that a great subscriber, just always was there in our chat. I don't know that he ever missed a live show. To be honest with you, I can't think of a single time he ever missed a live show. Maybe a few. Larry Pilgrim. Larry, how you doing, brother? Larry, you're muted.
Oh, I'm doing good, Joey. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Oh.
As good as can be expected. I mean, in the circumstances and everything, but just knowing that we're here celebrating a life, celebrating Golden Blue Dude's life, means a lot to me.
Yeah, he pushed the envelope of communication and banter, but respectfully, like I said on Mark Rogers' show, you, Coos, and Chris, you West Virginia guys you guys are pretty soft-hearted guys. So, but I mean, of all the talk shows, he had a way. There was something different about him that made him special. And no matter if you bantered with him or not, he would still communicate with you. He didn't have thick skin. I don't care what anybody says. He did not have thick skin. That guy was way too soft-hearted to have thick skin.
Actually, you would think that, but he really did. I mean, I'm sure his brothers would agree with me. He had really, I mean, it bothered him. Don't get me wrong. He did not like when somebody, would say something, certain things. Trolls, right? Just trolls.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he had such thick skin to where he would just make a video about it and just brush it off and go on. Now, whether or not he moved away from it, that has to be him to answer. But he would just brush it off and go on.
I remember one time we were having banter, and Chris said to me, he goes, "Come on, you know me." And it was in that moment right there when that's why I feel like he didn't have thick skin, because he literally said, that came from his soul. That didn't come from anything. That was just one of those, you know me. And that was him saying, deep down who I am. And so that's why, since that moment when he said that, I went, this guy really is a softie, and he does this show for the love of the sport, the love of his family. And like I was telling Mark, I really think that as a community, we need to make sure you guys keep going and keep producing stuff for us, for the family.
We will. There's no doubt about it. We will.
Yeah.
Now the future of the Golden Blue YouTube channel, of course, is up to Ben and Will there. But yes, I mean, we want to keep producing content. We got such a huge following and huge support, as is seen by the GoFundMe page, because the GoFundMe page has reached this goal and has actually surpassed this goal. Last I heard, by like $100, so it's probably a lot more than that now.
Well, I know, yeah,
amazing.
And I know super chats coming in tonight. It's really amazing, this community, and I told Will and Ben how great this community was yesterday morning when I spoke to them on the phone and things, and how great this community was, and that we would no doubt raise the money needed. And I don't know if they believe me or not, but you guys proved it to them, and we thank you. And as the super chats just still pour in here, thank you guys so much.
We thought the money could be raised, but in a day, in 24 hours, that's kind of what blew my mind, because everything happened a little quick on our end, because Friday is Good Friday, and of course they didn't have any. I guess the services could have been held on Friday, but it would have been a lot of extra logistics that would have made it a lot harder to have the services on Friday. So
overtime for all the employees, so it'd be a lot more expensive.
Yeah, and so that's why we kind of pushed it to Thursday, And then that made a crunch window of, less than 2 days to try to raise the funds and get everything prepared. And so I figured, it would take a while to raise those funds, but it was literally 24 hours. It was amazing. Thank you guys.
Our entire family is blown away completely, just speechless. Probably turned some tears into tears of joy that maybe we don't have to worry about some part of it.
I know your pain. I know your pain.
Larry, if you don't mind, I'm just going to drop you in the back room for a second, if you don't mind.
And, I'm fine with that,
Joey.
Joey.
And I'll bring you right back in, okay, buddy? So we have somebody in the back room, and I apologize to everyone at the head, but I'm sorry. I'm going to jump this person ahead of everybody because this person meant so much to go. Well, he meant so much to go to Blue Dude, and he means a lot to me. It means a whole lot to me, and it means so much that he actually is here right now, and I know Golden Voodoo would love this. So, folks, I want to bring in David Smoke from 365 Sports. David, thank you for being here. And get echo back.
Yeah, that I don't know if that's me or not. I'm an old man, and so I don't understand all this technology. So if it's me, let me know. But you go right ahead. I never met him. I think we may have talked a couple of times on his show. He came into our chat room for what we did, and we're all busy until all of a sudden we realize what matters, and it's family. And all these podcasts that have now sprouted up because of college football, because of the family of college football fans. You, Golden Blue, the other podcast, there's other ones, other fan bases, multiple, and I never would have known any of these people, any of you, without our show, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah. We David, and we're getting a bad echo. Is it YouTube on David?
Is what? Oh, my! You know what? Let me hold on. Let me see. No, I thought I've got it muted. I thought I have it muted. Well, let me just take it out. How about that?
Okay.
Let me just take it out. I'll go back and put it in later. Okay. I don't know if that makes any difference now.
All right. Let's see. No, I still got echo, but I tell you what I'm going to do, David. Hold on that question. I would mute you for a second, and I want you to talk. So anyway, yeah, I can remember back, David, when I first asked you to come on Golden Blue Dude back a while back, and you came on the show. He was just ecstatic, but I can remember his first thing to me was, okay, I know who David Smoke is, because it was like 2 days later after I told him David Smoke was coming on our show. He messaged me and said, okay, I know who David Smoke is. He does 365 Sports over there, Baylor football and stuff. What are we going to talk about on my show and stuff and things, and what can we do? And I told him, David Smoke, is huge in every sport, and he's right there in the locker room of the Dallas Cowboys. He's right there in the locker room of the Baylor Bears. There's a lot to talk about. He said, I'm gonna tell you, David, I think he was more nervous of an interview with you than he was with Mike Vanderjagt or anybody in the professional realm of sports as far as a professional player. He was more nervous about an interview with David Smoke.
I hope we all, I know it's feeding all back again. I'm sorry if that's the case. I know that, that we're family. I mean, we're in each other's offices, living rooms, cars, wherever we are. And the Big 12, and I know there are other conferences, and there's some Pitt fans, of course. That's how much he brought people together, is there Pitt fans who are here tonight honoring him as well. We know about that great rivalry. But the Big 12 has become, like this amazing family and his podcast and his love of West Virginia and college football and those who watch the show, and for you and others. No one ever needs to feel that way about talking to me. I hope we all are very much open arms, but I was in the middle of doing something. I have a foundation, and I have to get some things done by tomorrow. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm going to monitor. I'll just watch it. So I put a super chat up, and there's guys that are in this super chat that are in our super chat. And I was like, no, damn it. I need to go and at least say we love Golden Blue Dude. We love his family, the Petry family. We love those who are helping to contribute towards the GoFundMe. And if we can do anything, we mentioned him at the end of the show yesterday. And I mean, it floored us, you know, it really did, because you never know. And we've all lost somebody. And sometimes we're just too busy, and there's so much anger out there, and there's so many, you know, these arguments, and golly, and next thing you know, something like this kind of helps. I hope it at least helps everybody stop for a second and realize that we should all kind of remember we're just here for living however long the big boy wants us to live, you know? And so we should enjoy it along the way.
Exactly. David,
Thank you. Welcome.
I want you to be beginning with Golden Blue Dude.
Hey, guys. We love you.
We have an echo, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's me. It's probably me. I just wanted to come on and make sure. I was watching for a little bit, and then kind of watching the chat room for a little bit. And from everybody that has a podcast, from everybody that's a college football fan, from our podcast to what, you know, Chris meant to everybody. You know, it's just, we love the family. We're here for you. We hope we can help you. Hope that, like I heard just a minute ago, that, you know, tears of sadness and tragedy have turned in some ways of tears of happiness and joy, because you realize how many people loved him. Yeah. And you probably knew that anyway, but it just kind of just overwhelming to watch this support. And I'm so proud of the podcast community, so to speak, for being able to come together like we have.
Absolutely.
We're in complete shock.
Yeah.
From the outpouring. And you know, there is a GoFundMe portion, you know, covering expenses portion, right? But I think even more than that, when, you know, we stayed up last night and watched, the live streams. They were all about him.
Yeah, every
it was amazing.
show,
And
every show, it just seems like all around the football community, all around the football community, it's just been dedicated to Golden Blue Dude. And David, we love you, man. We thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come in here. And
you know what? We're never too busy to recognize greatness, to recognize family. We better not be. And let's all kind of take a deep breath for a second. And we miss him. We will miss him. And we will have 100% support for the family. And I'm glad that everyone has come here. And I think it's more than money. It's like I have a scholarship foundation. And at the banquet, I always give money to these amazing student athletes. It's not about the money. That's money that we raise from sponsors. That is really not about the money. It's whatever, couple of $1,000s each for 20 kids. It's the thought that people wanted to recognize the kids. And in this case, it's not about the GoFundMe. Like you said, it's not about whatever the super chats are. It's about coming together to remember a great guy, somebody that made people laugh, and somebody that made people think, and somebody that made people angry at times, because we, you know, college football fans are so crazy loyal. But in the end, he was phenomenal, and I'm glad that you guys were able to put this on, and we wish you the very best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
You too.
So David Smoke on with us, guys, and we surely appreciate him taking time out of his schedule to come in with us. I'm gonna bring Larry back in. Larry, I apologize for dropping you out, but When I seen David back there, I knew he didn't have a lot of time, and I just wanted to bring him in for a second.
Oh no, I would have done the same thing, Joey. No, I feel no disrespect. I just want to tell Will, and I'm sorry, I forgot the other brother's name. Ben. Condolences to you gentlemen, and your brother will be missed. He was very well loved, and he was just a real special guy. And I just wanted to know, I thought he was very special. Whether I agreed with him, disagreed, he was special, and we could talk and communicate. And I loved him for that. So I hope tomorrow's services go well for you gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Larry.
Thank you, guys.
Larry, thank you for being here, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, the next guy we got in line is somebody that, well, they kind of fought. They fought tooth and nail with each other, but they loved each other. This was a great supporter of the show. He was often here quite a bit, and you know, he Golden Blue Dude loved him and respected his opinion, and I think that he loved Golden Blue Dude and respected his opinion too. And that's Ty Guy. Hi, Ty Guy. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. Will, Ben, I'm very sorry for your loss. As Joey said, me and Chris, we like to fight with each other. We like to argue over opinions of what was happening and this and that. But I do know that he knew that I loved him. And, you know, I hate that I'm not going to get another text message from him. I hate that I'm not going to get another message telling me how stupid I am for thinking this way instead of that way. And, you know, no matter what, I can honestly say I've never heard anybody have one bad thing to say about your brother. I mean, me and him argued, you know, about sports wise or that, but that man, I've never in my life met anybody with the passion that he had, the energy that he had, the brains that he had. I mean, the guy was, you know, very knowledgeable, and
very.
I felt honored that he let me come on his show so many times, you know, and be a part of his show. And, you know, I hate that I'm not going to get another message from him telling me, you know, what I did wrong, what I think is wrong, or, you know, that. And like I said, I truly loved your brother. I truly hope that he knew how much he really, truly meant to me, and how much I appreciated everything he did.
Yeah, you can, you can talk about titles on videos, you know, in order to get clicks or views or whatever, and controversial topics. So, I mean, one week you might put 5 or 12 videos out on conference realignment, give or take a few. But I tell you what, he did know college sports in general, especially college football. And if you went back into history, if you ever had a conversation with him about some of the history in college football, he knew his stuff. He really did.
Growing up, not growing up, when we were adults, you know, not too long ago before he started his YouTube channel, he had all this, he was so smart. He had all this knowledge about football and basketball as far as college football. Then he would break down scenarios. And that's when me and Ben were like, you need to get this out. Like, you need to get this out there, just your ideas. And so we're very thankful he started the channel, because it was his outlet to, because, you know, frankly, we got tired of hearing about it all the time. Just, you know, because he'd, you know, come to us and talk about it, which, you know, of course we listen, and it was interesting, but he needed that outlet, and that outlet was this channel. And like I said, it was his last few years were the happiest I've ever seen him, being able to interact with people and just talk with all of you guys. We appreciate it.
That was the great thing with Chris. I mean, most people, you know, they start their shows and this and that, and they talk about their team, and they know their team, and they're excited about their team. But Chris, you know, we could go to the Pac-12, and let's talk Pac-12 schools, which, West Virginia don't play a lot of, but he knew the teams, he knew the histories. He knew so much about teams that didn't really matter, that most people wouldn't know about. He knew about them, and he was passionate about that. And and that's one of the things me and him kind of argued back and forth. I'm like, dude, man, you got all this knowledge. You got to do some more shows instead of just the fantasy realignment. You got to get this knowledge out, because a lot of your subscribers don't have this knowledge, and you have all this knowledge. Get it out and let them learn from you. And because he really was a vast of knowledge, and it's sad that his subscribers and the people aren't going to get a chance to see the knowledge that he did have.
That guy, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your support and stuff.
Anytime, man. You guys take care.
Thanks, that guy.
Love you, man.
Love you.
One of the next guys up I'm gonna bring in is somebody that he was in a shell. He would not come on any shows at all, and I loved him. I told him all the time, "You're a great speaker. You need to come on shows." And he finally went on a show and stuff, and everybody started telling him. But actually, when Golden Blue Dude told him, "You need to come on a show. You need to create your own show," he went out and did it, and approached me and Mark Rogers about doing a USC show, and we got him set up with that, and probably one of the better shows out there right now, Mr. Tim Prangley. Hi, Tim. How are you doing, buddy?
I just want to thank you and Will for stealing my thunder and talking about the two things I was going to talk about. But I'm doing okay. You never know when something like this is going to happen. You never know how it's really going to hit you. But I do. Some guys just check in case I need them. I might need them. But Will and I guess Ben stepped away. I just wanted to give my sincere condolences. I know how hard it could be to lose someone you love, and I'm just really glad you guys get to see his outpour of love that your brother deserves and has earned. And he has really helped a lot of people, because what you just said there is true. I mean, Chris wasn't the first guy to say, "Hey," but funny, I went on a show one time. He's like, "And Tim, go ahead and talk about your show." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't got a show," And then he's like, "What?" And then after I told him that, he was not the first, not the loudest, but the most relentless all the time. "Dude, Tim, you got to start a show. Dude, Tim, you got to start a show." And I don't know if I really would have ever had my first show if it wasn't for him pushing me. Now, Joey, you were there too, but man, Chris was way more relentless. So, I just wanted to thank you, and then I was going to thank you also because you just told the story about the fact I used to love it. It was really touching the way, because I'm a little bit like Chris in that, maybe not as smart as Chris, but I used to drive my family crazy too. So when he told me, he would tell the story, he would say that, you guys are, "Hey, dude, you got to go do something. You're driving us crazy." Yeah. So, I mean, I'm like that also kind of triggered hit with me, and I connected with him on that one too, because I just can't stop talking about football. And it was nice to know there was someone else out there in the world whose family was like trying to say, "Dude, go do something with that."
Yeah.
So, just thank you guys for sharing him with us, man. It's been amazing. I even almost bet on West Virginia. Yes, wow. I did. That's on Chris's word alone, and I'm glad.
Well, nobody ever said you was real smart. We just
I've never ever said I'm smart. We all know that. But he was just special. I'm really speechless, and I'm just glad I got to know your brother, because he is really, really a great guy.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate the.
All right, I'm sure there's a lot of people. So
Tim, I love you, man.
Love your family. Love you, Joey and Chris. Love you too, man. Talk to you guys later.
Talk to you later.
Thanks,
Tim. Next one that we got coming on, and this was kind of a funny one, because this guy would join our streams, and he's great college football fan, and we love him. But Chris would call me often after the show and say, was he lying like down on the bed just looking at the camera? Was he just like lying down on the bed? And I said, maybe. And he said, did he not sit up and just like talk to us? But guys, what a great guy he is. Robert, how you doing, buddy?
Hey.
I love you, man. And go
Right back, Joey.
Colton Bougie loved you too and appreciated all your support and everything you've done over the past.
Yeah, the reason why I'm always laying down is because of my lower back.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm sorry. I didn't mention that. It was just a joke, you know. It was.
Yeah, I know. It's because
I was saying the first time when we didn't know who you was, it was like it's like
yeah. But also when you realize I was also an Army vet, just like yourself,
right?
We connected really quick.
Yeah.
Like me, you, and Tide Guide, we're pretty much almost like that little group of veterans.
Yeah.
Of the community. It's like always like that with us. I remember the first time was Tide Guy, the last guy who was a USC fan when I was first there, and we're all having good conversation about the conference realignment, also the different with the TV contracts that were coming up and everything else.
Right.
Yeah, literally. Sometimes even Chris was like, "Where's he coming up with these ideas?" Not realizing I was researching other things. I'm a big researcher on things, especially with when it came down to ESPN and everything. I was like, I knew my stuff on that. But when I first met Chris on the live streams, I was like, this guy has a lot there. If you get a person that's almost close to a voice of reason that can balance it out and bring it to almost level, it was fantastic. Great conversations with me, Chris, and the other guys. Almost every time I came on, or my little co-host over here, my service talk. And Joey, you remember my little dog?
Yeah.
She would pop in. Thank God this time she's asleep on the couch here. But it's great. It was always great with us all.
Yeah, we always loved having you on the show.
Definitely.
You know,
I always enjoyed
it. You know that because I mean, you would sometimes be a guest host on the show that might be 2 hours long. You might be there the whole 2 hours.
I was sometimes we would go almost 2 hours, like 2.5 hours sometimes, and I was still I'd be right there. I'd be listening and just picking up everything everybody's saying, and I'm like, okay, I can probably hop off on this and everything else. I was planning everything I was going to say ahead of time, and usually it seemed like the flow was really good with us. I don't know what would happen once the regular football season would have came back around, because I remember a few times when there was games, I was almost picking apart the defense.
Yeah. Well, you know, Golden Voodoo loved you and stuff and everything, and this is his brothers Ben and Will, and I'm sure you know them by now, of course.
Yeah.
And stuff. But we appreciate you coming. We appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you hanging in the back room as long as you did. I mean, you know, because you were back there for a while and stuff.
Oh, I would wait. I would wait a whole hour if I had to.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to tell the both brothers, be strong for his kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing I remember when I was serving. I was going to go over to Iraq. Before I got discharged and everything, I remember the last day, the one guy that didn't come back home, him hugging his daughter before he left. And understand me, guys, you too. Just be strong for those girls as much as possible. If you can promise me that, man, guys, just be strong for them, because I know this funeral is going to be hard for them.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I understand. I've been to a few funerals myself, and it is never good. But I would say, because there's children involved in this, very young, like I've heard from Chris through a lot of his videos, just be strong for those girls. I just don't want to. I don't want to hear that these girls were very sad. I want them to be happy.
Absolutely.
And celebrate their father's life, not thinking of his passing.
Yeah.
Robert, we love you, man. Thank you for your support. Thanks.
Yeah,
for
thanks,
coming in.
Joey.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah,
thanks.
And Joey.
You have a great night. All
yeah,
right.
we both have to be strong for this, just in case if they decide that they want to go live again, and they needed the support after the funeral.
Right. Right.
We have to be strong for them too.
Yeah.
As a community, we have to be strong with them for them.
Always. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Robert.
Yep. Thanks.
Thanks.
The next one we'll bring in is probably one of the newest members. Well, he's not really new to the community, but new to what Chris and I often refer to as our network, right? So like we had this network. We had this network of people that would come in and make videos and that I would work with and stuff. And this is one of the newest channels that I took on and I love him. I mean, he's just a brother to me. Just love him like a brother. Mr. Matthew, AM Matthew. Eat 'em dogs. What's going on, Matthew?
Yeah, I just wanted to give my condolences and prayers to the Golden Blue Dude Chris family. And also, I did want to say something. If I don't tell this story, then I don't know if I could ever forgive myself. So, I think it was Joey texted me one day. It was Uncle Lou's Got Talent.
Yeah, you got to tell that story. Go for it. That's a great story.
And Joey texted me, "Hey, we have this idea about for the talent show or whatnot, and they asked me to be a part of it, and it was all funny and stuff, and that was one of my memories of Golden Blue Dude. I felt honored to be a part of that little clip, the little show thing that they put on, and it was excellent. We laughed about it, and I don't know. I remembered that, and I said, if I don't come on here and tell that, then I'm gonna be disliking myself if I don't say that story. But
Yeah. So basically about that, and because you didn't even really know the whole backstory of that, Matthew, and I don't know if Ben, did you know? Did Golden Blue Dude ever tell you about our entry into the Uncle Lou talent show?
I don't believe so. No.
So last year, Uncle Lou does this talent show, and it's just something we do in the off season just to pass the time, just to have some fun. So Uncle Lou does this talent show, and I decided that I would be. We had a troll, and now mind you, when I say troll, he's a great supporter. His name's Tar Heel, and Tar Heel comes in our chat quite often, and just rebukes everything that's ever said. Anything on a video, he don't have nothing positive to say about it. He's always there to be the negative. And he's a great person and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Just he was always there to troll us. And so I decided I was going to come up with a character named Tar Heel, and my wife was going to be Ethel, and Ethel was going to have a crush on Golden Blue Dude, and I was going to be pissed about it. And so we came up with this skit. Now this skit went on for like 4 weeks, and it was like a mini movie. We had the best time doing that. Me and Chris did. We made this, and if anybody, just go back and look at Uncle Lou talent show from last year, and you have to watch it from the beginning because we done this over a 3 or 4 week span. So it's like a little mini series of me and Golden Blue Dude, and Matthew played a part in the final series, the final episode of that, and it was just amazing. I mean, we had a great time doing it, and probably should have won the talent show. And Chris would text me if we were talking about this right now, and Chris was here with us. I would have had a text message that said we should have won that talent show too. We should have won that talent show. I mean, I would have had them text messages coming in. And it was just great. It was just great fun, just having a good time in the off season. So, yeah, anybody just go back and watch those. Just search for Uncle Lou's talent show from 2022. Gosh, it was such a fun time, and Chris had a great time doing it. I mean, we did, and the thing about it was what a lot of people don't understand about how we did that. It's like Chris and I were talking on the phone, and we came up with like this little skit, just something simple, and then he would create his side, and he would play off what we talked about, and he would send me the video, and I would download the video, and I would watch it, and I would play off what he said, and then I would send him what I had addition to it, and he would play off that,
and send it back to me. And I mean, so each video took us a couple of days to create, just sending the videos back and forth to each other. And it worked out so well that it just became like this mini series. And I mean, it had a lot of supporters. And actually, in the off season last year, I think we grew 2,000 subscribers, and we accounted 1,000 of those thanks to Uncle Lou and that contest of the talent show, and we just had a great time doing it. So, but Matthew, yeah, thank you so much for playing a part in that. And thanks for that great memory. I mean, that was so much fun. I enjoyed the hell out of that.
And also, I got to meet him at the Slob Olympics 2022. That's the first time I got to meet him. And then, as you see in this picture, that's at the Slob softball game. I got to meet him. Pleasure to meet him. Very nice guy. You know, I was asking him all kinds of questions, like, you know, I remember, I think I started watching him whenever he was around maybe 4,000 subscribers or something, and he was, you know, he was going towards 10,000, 12,000. I asked him at the softball game. I said, how do you do that, man? And he was showing me like how he edits the videos, and we sat, you know, under like it's like an awning type thing, and we sat and talked for 30, 45 minutes, and then, but it was just a great time. Really nice guy, and I'm so glad I got to meet him. I wish I could have talked to him a little bit more outside of YouTube, but I love going on his shows and in the chat sometimes, and I really appreciate him. And you know, prayers and condolences to y'all.
Thank you, Mayhem. You know, I was actually with him at that softball game, and stayed for a while, but I had to go to an emergency care place and get cyst worked on because I couldn't walk. But I remember coming back and picking him up, and I remember you guys under the shed.
Yeah, we had talked, and he was showing me all kinds of stuff. But I do appreciate everything he's done for the YouTube community.
Yep.
Thank you, Matthew.
I think we can. We're feeling the support, all the way around, and it's not just us two. It's our entire family that are upstairs. You know, watching this actually, probably, and so they're watching too. So I'm speaking for them as well. His fiance, his kids. We all thank you so much for the support that we've seen. It's been unbelievable. And like I said earlier, we were talking about the GoFundMe side for his final expenses, but you know, just we've been so sad. We've been crying for 2 days now. Cried out. I'm sure that's going to change tomorrow, but we can't say thank you enough. I don't even know how to say thank you, or you know, doesn't seem like enough. But it's just been incredible, and that's from the rest of his family as well. But again, going back to the tributes, turning some of those sad moments that we've had in the past 2 days into some happy moments, watching these videos and just in awe of the people's response to the whole situation. So from our family, I just want to say thank you guys so much, because it's been really, really, really helpful for us.
Matthew, brother, we love you. Thank you for coming in.
Yes, thank y'all for letting me come on. And rest in peace, Golden Blue Dude.
And
Have a good night. Have a good night, Matthew. Love
and
you.
then I saw Hunter Guy. Yeah, he did get to watch WVU bring home the Black Diamond Trophy from Pittsburgh, and that was pretty fun to watch that. He was super excited about that. And Paul Gee, I saw your comment. He was sick since he was a kid. He was born with Crohn's disease and ankylosing spondylitis, but he hid it well. He was always in pain, but kept a smile on his face through everything. But he was in and out of the hospital his whole life, and he had surgery on his lower intestine 20 years ago, and they had to remove part of his stomach, and that's why he was so skinny and frail. He didn't absorb food the way you and I would, because of half of his lower intestines were missing. And so, but he had a perforation back then, and I rushed him to the hospital, and we had made it just in time, and they were able to do emergency surgery back 20 years ago. And it was a long road for him to recover, but this time it was the same almost the same exact scenario. It was just that his body was frail at this point, and his body couldn't fight like it did when he was younger, and that's kind of what happened. He had another spell just like he did 20 years ago, and that's kind of.
Well, Will, let me say thank you for 20 years ago, because if you hadn't been there to rush him to the hospital, he wouldn't have been here for us right now to enjoy. So thank you for 20 years ago, because I'm glad that I've got to know him over the last several years. And we have quite a few more in the back room, and another one that I want to bring in right now is somebody that. Oh wow, this is really tough. So this man here means a lot to me as well, just like Golden Blue Dude. When this man first started in YouTube, I got a phone call from Chris. Chris is actually the one that found him, and said, "Check this guy out." And I went over and checked him out. He said, "Get a hold of him. You've got to get it. You got to get a hold of him, Joey. He's a West Virginia guy. We got to help him. We got to help him to grow." And I did. I reached out to him, and this man has just done amazing job on his channel, and I love him. I love him so much. And that's Coos Walker. Hi, Coos.
Hey, Joey. What's up?
Doing all right, brother.
Yeah. Under circumstances. Will, Ben, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you, Cuz. Fellow Mountaineer.
Absolutely. Go Mountaineers, man. Today, when I'll get to what I want to talk about in a minute. My phones don't have a lot of juice. I'm having to do this in my garage because my family's in the bed. But West Virginia got a big transfer today in basketball commitment, and one of the first things that came to everybody's mind, at least on my channel, was, man, Golden Blue Dude would have been so excited about this, because we knew how much he loved the Mountaineers. But what I want to talk about, it kind of relates to what you said, Joey, is he wanted me to succeed at this, and it meant a lot to me. He and I talked several times about it. Every so often, if he hadn't heard from me, because I'm not great at staying in touch with people. I let my busy life get in the way of that a lot. But he would always, if he hadn't heard from me in a couple of weeks, he would message me, and I'd hear from him. He'd be like, "Hey man, how you doing? How's your channel doing?" He wanted me to succeed. Even though we looked at each other as friendly competitors, he still wanted me to do well. And that meant a lot to me, because not everybody's like that in this YouTube and podcasting world. You could tell I could tell he genuinely wanted me to do well. And the last message I got from him, he and I had this. we shared an opinion about West Virginia and how we think they need to change the football team and how they need to change their entrance when they come out. Because we see Enter Sandman and we see Pitt come out to Thunderstruck and all this other stuff, and we're like, man, West Virginia needs to up their game. And he was always texting me these ideas he would have for what song they need to use for the entrance.
Yeah.
And he sent me a message March 25th. I read it actually on my channel today. He wanted them to use Zombie by not the Cranberries, but the Bad Wolves, the most recent version, the rock version, the heavy metal version of Zombie. And of course, I told him I didn't quite agree with it, but he was giving me he went through this whole spiel of why they should use it. They should show zombies on the screen as they come out. I mean, he had the whole thing planned out in his mind about how they should do it. And I mean, his mind, man, he could go places that nobody else could go. I mean, it was just amazing at the ideas he could come up with. And I was always in all of that, because I'm like, man, I just can't. My mind just won't stretch that far, dude. It's crazy the ideas you come up with. But he was so passionate about it. Like everything he did, he was passionate. He was passionate about his channel. He was passionate about his family. You could tell that, He was passionate about being kind. Like on his channel, like Talk Is Pit earlier, I heard. What's that?
Didn't say anything.
Oh, it must have been an echo. Sorry about that. But he was just so passionate. And, like Talk Is Pit was mentioning earlier, he was nice to everybody. Even if you come in his channel talking crap to him, he would be nice to you. He was impossible not to like, and he just really, he touched people, man. And I don't really know how else to say it, but he just touched people in a very positive way through YouTube. And it's unreal how that is possible. But with him, it was, because he was so genuine, so kind. And he just had that aura about him, the energy about him that made you want to be around him. And I hate that I never crossed paths with him. He and I were both at the Backyard Brawl, but I got there so late I wasn't able to see him. And we were sitting, in different sections and everything. But now, if I had it to do over, I would have. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20. I would have waited and made sure I got to see him that day at night.
I don't know why I was thinking that me and you and him stood outside of the stadium there and talked for a little bit.
No, you were. I was coming in later than you guys, and so y'all had to go in because I
met up with you later, and we went.
Yeah, we met up right before the game. Yeah, I was wanting to do that. Was my plan was to do that, and I got there too late to do it. But I wish I'd have waited around afterward. But
and Ben was at the game too.
Yep.
Oh, were you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, but yeah, he's been really integral in me. I'm getting really close to 5,000 subscribers on my own channel, and he's been really an integral part of that. He brought me on early on in my process and introduced me to people. And first time I called in, and then of course later on he brought me on as a guest, and multiple times actually. And yeah, I owe him a lot for where I'm at on my own channel, and of course Joey as well. But Chris was just a real big help to me, and I'll always be grateful for that.
Well, I can tell you right now, Chris loves you, but on my behalf, I love you. You're a mountaineer. Once a mountaineer, always a mountaineer. You're a true mountaineer. You've got a great channel, and a shameless shout out here. I'm going to do it because anybody in this chat that's not a member of Couzer's Corner needs to get over there and sub him up, and somebody put a link to his channel, please, in the chat, because Golden Blue Dude loved this man. I mean, very much so. That he wanted you to succeed, Couz, so much, and we talked quite often about, well, where's Couz at? Where's Couz at? When we got to bring Couz along, and we did. I mean, we talked about that quite often, and yeah, he just loves you, and you got to keep going. You've got to keep going, and You know, you've got me. You've got my support 100%. Anything you ever need, and you know you had his as well.
Yeah, it means a lot, Joey, and it was an honor that I was able to get to know him through this journey of YouTube, and I never dreamed it would take me to where it's taken me as far as the amount of people I've been able to meet and friends I've made. I mean, I talked to you and Paul and all the different Chris, all the people I had met through this YouTube thing. I talked to more than my friends and my my personal friends, and even more than some of my family members. It's crazy how this thing grows, and how tight knit of a family and community we become. And we grieve for each other, we feel for each other, we it's nuts. But I'm glad I got to know him, and I will never forget. I'll mention this today too. The one video that always sticks out in my mind. They got some snow in South Carolina a couple years ago. He made a video of him building snowmen with his kids.
Yeah.
And he put it like he sped it up, made it fast, and it was really cool how he put music behind it. I mean, and I hope and pray that video stays on the internet where his kids can see it. And when they're older, they'll be able to appreciate, that day.
I only know of 3 people that could ever take that video down, and 3 of us are sitting here, and I don't know of any of us that would ever take something like that down.
I'm sure you won't. But and hopefully YouTube never goes under or out of business or whatever. But that would be a great time capsule for those kids.
That's one point that we've been talking about a lot over the last 2 days, is that not only did Chris have this outlet to be able to just let his college sports feelings go into his videos, but now we actually have a way to go back and watch
exactly
what he's been doing and his emotions that he's been having for every day for the past 3 years.
Mm.
And it's such a good resource for us now. We didn't know that we needed it, but now that we have it, we can go back and watch him and remember him.
The days of well, I'm an old man, so the days of like having a video camera and you're video recording something, and then you got to keep up with the video and hope you don't lose it, and hope it don't get damaged. Those days are gone, and his memory will forever be right here on YouTube. And like I say, there's only 3 people that could get rid of those, and the 3 of us are sitting here, and I can guarantee you, I ain't getting rid of none of them.
Absolutely. But that just because he he made a lot of videos sitting in line to pick his kids up from school because he was bound and determined to get at least one video out every single day.
Yeah.
And now that I know what I know, it was all to feed his family, and that's admirable. And he loved his family, and that was pretty obvious in how he conducted himself. Yeah. So.
When I it's something I've never told anyone, and I don't know that. I'm going to share it. I'm going to go ahead and share it. And forgive me. Ben and Will, I step over the line by sharing it, but I'm going to share something. So when I first came on with Golden Blue Dude and stuff, and we were talking about where the channel could go and everything. I guess I'd been with him a couple of months, and I called him up and I said, "Listen, I need you to be honest with me. How much money do you need to make to get out of your job?" And he said, "To leave it." And I said, "Completely leave your job. How much money do you need to commit 100% of your time to this YouTube channel and just be done with your job? Just forget about your job. Just how much money do you need?" And he wouldn't tell me at first. He told me, "Well, I don't need a lot." And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, what's a lot? Some people a lot is 4,000. Some people a lot's 1,000. Some people a lot's 500, right? So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what's a lot? So I give it a couple of weeks, and we worked together and grew some more trust. And I asked him again, how much money did you need to get out of this channel? And once again, he didn't tell me. Well, eventually, a few months later, he told me. I mean, I think we had been together like 4 months. And he said, I don't make much money. He said, I work at a convenience store. I don't make much money at all. And I'm not going to repeat what he made. But he said, I don't need but this much money. And believe me, it was not a lot of money. And I told him, I said, you'll be out of that by December. You'll be able to call in well in December. And he kind of like perked up and got excited. He said, are you serious? And I said, yeah. And he hadn't made a dime at this point, not a single dime on YouTube that he made. And he said, I don't believe you. I said, you'll be able to call in well by December, I promise you. And in October, he was able to quit. He was able to call in well to his job. He had replaced his income at his job. And, you know, that made me feel really, really good. Number one, that I was right. But number two, that I was right on betting on him, right? Because I could have put all the stakes on anybody and said, hey, you can do this, right? But could they have done it like Golden Voodoo did it? No. Golden Voodoo had a special thing about him to where I knew his work ethic. I knew he could do it. And he just took a little bit of pushing to get him there, and a little bit of incentive. And that incentive of being able to replace his income, to be home full time with his family and make videos, encouraged him to do that. And he did that. And Will and Ben, did he ever tell you guys that story about me going through that with him?
I think bits and pieces, maybe not that full story, but of course, letting us know when he quit his job and when he was able to go full-time content creation.
Yeah, I interviewed him, just a few months back. I started a YouTube channel, not necessarily for college sports or anything, but I did a whole interview with him, and he kind of, explained that story.
Yeah.
Man,
we talked, and it was just the idea that it wasn't nothing magical that Joey Foster did, right? I'm not saying that to make Joey Foster that he done something. It wasn't nothing I did. It was Golden Voodoo, right? He did it. He had it all inside of him, and I could see that he had it all inside of him to do that. And it just took me telling him, December you're going to be out of that job. And he started working towards that goal, and he got out of it in October. It wasn't nothing Joey Foster did, guys. That's what everybody don't understand. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. I love Chris, but there was nothing magical about this channel that Joey Foster did. This channel was Chris. Bottom line.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm gonna jump off here. My phone's about to die, and I want to let other people call in. But Ben, Will, you're in my thoughts and my prayers, man. I prayed for you guys multiple times already. I'll continue to do that, as well as the rest of your family. Thank you for sharing your brother with us and the impact he's made on all of our lives. And God bless you guys.
Thank you, cuz. Go Mountaineers.
Go Mountaineers too. Joey, we'll be hollering at you, brother.
All right, brother. Love you.
Love you too.
Okay, we got a couple more in the background here, and I'm going to bring them two in. I'm going to bring one of them in at a time, of course. The first one has been a great supporter of Golden Voodoo for quite a while. Comes on quite a few shows, and always very respectful. We love him. Klein, how you doing, brother?
How you doing, my boss? Hey, look, I'm not gonna take too much time because I know a lot of people want to give their condolences. First of all, condolences to you both. I know how hard it is to lose a brother and due to a disease. I lost mine before I graduated high school, so I feel you. Also, to his children, I know this is it's hurting y'all a lot more than probably anybody else. Just as someone who didn't have a father growing up, you had the best father figure you can possibly ever have in Golden Blue, dude.
Yeah.
condolences to them. And also to you, Will, are you still able to receive packages to his P.O. box?
Yes. Yep.
All right, cool. Because I have a helmet project I was in the middle of doing.
Great.
So
yeah, that's
just want to know it's the right address.
I'm going to go and we're going to take inventory of the helmets he has and kind of get a spreadsheet. And because someone had mentioned, they wanted to, it may have been you earlier on a comment. I'm not sure. It might have been someone else saying that, it would be a good idea to finish out his helmet collection. I thought that was a really good idea.
Yes, I said for the SEC teams.
Yeah.
It was Vanderbilt, Florida, Mississippi State, and I think Texas A&M. I'm not sure about the fourth one, but I know those three for sure.
So yeah, we're going to do a spreadsheet and get an inventory of what he has, and that way, as people send the helmet, the helmets that they want to send, then we can mark them off the list. I don't know how we can go about putting that somewhere online so people can see what he does and doesn't have, but we'll figure that out.
Well, you could use some of his old videos that shows what he has and doesn't have.
Yeah, he put it in his intro.
Yeah,
his videos.
Right, they were always there, and he even has a checklist in his videos to tell who he has and who he don't have.
Okay.
In the beginning of all of his videos. So.
Yep. I mean, like interact so people can see live what he's got.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, probably you could just post it in the community on the community page.
Yeah.
Gold and Blue Dude.
Okay.
And also send it to me, and I'll tweet it out, and it'll get everywhere then too. We could just tweet it out. So.
I like that a lot, Klein. I like that idea.
You're real welcome.
And we watched your short earlier too, the tribute short.
Oh, thank you. I'm still in the process of trying to find my own identity in my channel. It's been all over the place, but I was getting ideas from Golden Blue Dude, just how he does his channel.
Go back and watch some of his first videos and see the transformation that, like, he tried a couple different things, and he eventually found that groove. And I think me and Ben tried to steer him in a couple different directions. I tried to get him to take off his sunglasses. I didn't really like the sunglasses, but like I said, he made that a part of his identity, and
he always did wear sunglasses, didn't
he? Funny. Yeah. That's funny. It's funny because I think we all tried to steer him in different directions, but he was his own person. Yeah. So I tried to steer him clear of Clownsoneer. I hated that damn Clownsoneer. Get off of that Clownsoneer, man. And he would keep doing it, and I'm like, Jiminy Christmas. And every time he would do one, he would message me and say, put out a new video, and I'd go watch it for a second, be Clownsoneer, and I'm messaging back and say it's that freaking Clownsoneer, and I'm not promoting it. Kiss my ass. I'm not doing it. And he'd be like, he would laugh. He's like, everybody loves the Clownsoneer. I said, well, I hate the Clownsoneer. We all try to steer him different things, but Chris.
I thought that was funny as shit. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed that.
Chris was the master.
I enjoyed that.
So one of my biggest, I guess, trying to steer him in the right directions early on was I told him to stay out of the comments section, because he would post a video and every single person that commented, he would write a reply to him. Yeah. And he would spend all night just replying to comments. Now, maybe that was bad advice. Probably was. Maybe that helps bring more people back to the channel again. But he loved responding to comments in his own videos.
There for a while, he made it a point to respond to and he's put it in his videos. I will respond if you leave a comment. I will say something, and he did. Of
course, it got as he got bigger and bigger, it was impossible to actually comment on that many.
We had to, and actually, that's one of the reasons we have a staff. Golden Blue is big. We have a staff of people, and one I have an employee that actually his job was to go and read every comment Let us know if there was anything that absolutely needed to be replied to. Leave a check mark and a heart, and also, come back to us and let us know the status, overall status of the chat. Now, mind you, Chris would still go through and read a lot of those chats. Don't mean he responded to all of them. He would go through and read them, so he would know the idea of his next video. Right? That's where he got his video ideas from. So don't take anything away from that. But at the same time, it just got so big that, yeah, it just had to be an employee that would go through and help to cipher the chat and keep out the trolls. Right? You always have your bots that wanna put in there, hey, you want a prize, and so.
But he liked the troll, the actual people trolls. He loved
trolls, right.
interacting with them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that came about over time, because at first I remember him coming over here and just saying, "Man, I don't know what these people, should I ban these people or those people?" And eventually he realized that any type of interaction on his channel was positive interaction, no matter what they were saying. And then he made it a point to respond to the trolls, the people that were clowning on him or saying this and that, and he got to the point where he enjoyed doing that, and that's
Right.
I think when his channel started really taking off a little bit.
It goes back to the story I told a while ago about Tar Heel, right? I mean, Tar Heel wasn't necessarily a troll, but he would always have something negative to say, and we made a great video series out of it. And Klein, I love you, man.
Love you too, boss. Hey,
Appreciate
I was gonna say my goodbyes. Sorry. That was hurting too.
I appreciate it, brother. Love you,
No
Klein.
problem, man. Love you too, boss.
Thank you, Klein.
We're walking, boss.
Take care, brother.
You too, my man.
All right. Like I said, just a couple more in the back. We next one we've got coming up is also a great supporter of the channel. A great. This group of people, that is two of them, and they. One of them he's a great supporter of this channel, a great supporter of Mark Rogers, but he's also just a great friend. I mean, great friend of mine, great friend of Chris's, a part of the network, the network that we have, and that's Exploring with Ben and Sam. How you doing, Ben?
Well,
Hey, Ben.
since, hey, well, another Ben in here, Got to represent the Bens in the world. Yeah, you texted me, Joey, yesterday, and first and foremost, of course, to the family, for you, Will, and Ben, and the whole family in general. Our thoughts are out there, because that caught me off guard. I actually thought Joey was like, "Hey, retweet this for me," and I looked at the tweet and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" At first, until I really looked at it, I was like, "Whoa, okay, that's weird." And sorry, I was doing some other phone stuff, so I had my thing off, sunglasses on, but I hate Pepsi. I absolutely can't stand Pepsi, so that is a no-go.
We're drinking Dr. Pepper, but we put it in.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah. The Pepsi. I always gave Chris shit about that. I was like, Pepsi, come on, man. Pepsi.
I'm not going to hide mine. I'm having Mike's harder lemonade, not just hard. I'm having harder lemonade because I needed it to get through tonight. Believe me. So
I have a mixed drink as usual. So, but to everyone, cheers to Chris.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
Gold Blue Dude was part of the family community, which I think, as we're looking at, we've seen over the last little over 24 hours, the GoFundMe, which is, I think, a great contribution, as we've seen from other people, but the college football communities come together, regardless of what fan base you're from, where you're from in the country, is that we can come together, regardless of our little squabbles and arguments about this or that, and support each other. And I think that's
Ben,
one of
let
the
me
biggest
stop you there.
messages.
Let me stop you there for a second, Ben, because I'm not sure if Ben and Will are aware of this or not, but this is the honest to goodness truth. I tweeted out about the GoFundMe page, right? And tweeted out about Golden Blue Dude's death. And sure, it's gone crazy, and everybody knows now. But this man right here, Ben has single-handedly probably retweeted this thing and pushed this GoFundMe page everywhere. I don't know if anybody's even paid any attention on Mark Rogers, not just on Mark Rogers' main channel. Mark Rogers has 27 channels, and he's pushing it, this GoFundMe page. He's pushed it here tonight in this whole chat like crazy. He's pushed it everywhere he's been, and I guarantee you, Ben, without a doubt, you have probably single-handedly raised $10,000 of this money.
Well, I know. Well, no. There have been. I've looked through the page. Even some really amazing contributors from outside the community. Even there was a Baptist church.
Sure.
A lot of money, and
shout out to Leatherwood Baptist Church, West Virginia.
Yeah, amazing support. But then you see everyone. We pushed like, hey, give $1, give $5. What if you can give something? Anything helps. And it has blown up. I mean, from yesterday when I first saw it from Joey to literally 8 hours later, I was like, okay, this is going somewhere. But that's the community coming together, regardless of the team. Because I'm an Oregon fan. That's almost as far as from West Virginia as you can get. And I never got to meet Chris, unfortunately. Me and Joey and Chris tried to set up a little hangout last year, but you guys had the backyard brawl going on, and it just never came to fruition. And that's kind of a regret that I never actually got to meet Chris. So that's unfortunate. But again, I'm not going to take a lot of time, but everyone's thoughts are with the family, for you guys, for Chris. And hopefully the fundraiser continues to go well, even past the goal, which has already surpassed it at this point. Yeah. But to continue to support the family as a whole, his kids, and all that. And hopefully, there will be a time where, the pain eases. But at least I think, like a lot of people said, he went for what he wanted to do, and he believed in it. And that's a lot more than a lot of people can say. He was living what he wanted to do. And I think that itself is a good life motto. Do what you want to do, be who you want to be, and live your life. That's the biggest. I think that's one of the most important messages you can give to other people.
Thank you so much, Ben. That means a lot.
No,
Ben,
I appreciate you guys for being here too, because you guys are sticking around through this whole onslaught of people. So again, best wishes to the family, and we're going to keep up the support no matter what, because that's what the college football community does. So I appreciate you guys for being here and talking about your brother in the way you guys have been.
Well, we can't say thank you enough for all the support that we've received through this.
Well, that's what we're here for. So again, hopefully everything goes well for you guys and the family. And, again, our thoughts are always with you guys.
Thank you, Ben. We love you, brother. We love you, brother. All right. So, next one we'll bring in, which is actually the last one. And he's going to be mad at me because I've kind of like held him off till the end. And I've done this for a reason. This is a great man of faith. I mean, this man, and I'm going to cry because I love him. I mean, he's a great man of faith. And Chris loved him too. And that's Christian Ballard. Chris.
Hey, Joey.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. And I'm sorry I have left you in the back room on purpose and hoping that you was going to stick around. I really was, because I wanted you to be last, because I want you to say your piece and say your things. But I want you to lead us in prayer too. All right, Christian?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I kind of I did go to church tonight. I did. It wasn't like I told the whole church, but I told some of my close friends about Golden Blue Dude's passing, and I said, "Hey, I lost a friend. Can we pray?" And we did pray over it, and we know that he is in, a better place with the Lord, and he just, man, I said this earlier. I think I said it on Pigskin Pete's show. I appreciate him for what he's done to, help me out. He's always given me good advice. I appreciate him for being the first guest of what I started last year in conference week, where we take 5 days. We have each one dedicated to a certain conference in college football. And he was the first guest of that. And it meant a lot to me. And I know you said you wanted me to pray. I could definitely say a quick prayer.
Before you go into that, Christian, I want to say my piece too. And like I say, I've left you in the back room on purpose, brother. All right, and
thank you
because I love you, and I want you. He loves you. We talked about you quite often about and we often talked about how sometimes your channel didn't seem to grow because of your Christian beliefs, maybe, and we kept thinking to ourselves, that's okay. That's
Yeah.
great because maybe that's where God put him, right? That's where God put you. And I want you to know you had our support 100%. And well, keep talking for a second, Ballard. Just keep talking for a second, Ballard. Give me a second, all right?
Yeah, no, I love all of you guys in this community. I love everybody on here, and the love and support that I've gotten from you guys is phenomenal. It's incredible, and I can't thank you guys enough. And we're all gonna get through this loss together. And I know you guys are there to do what you can with. I don't know what the future of this channel looks like, but I'm sure what you're doing tonight, tribute, paying tribute to Mr. Golden Blue Dude. Um, he's smiling up in heaven right now for us, and
He's gonna
man,
have better seats than us to the next Mountaineer game. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well,
What's that?
somebody tonight.
I said he's going to have better seats than we are at the next Mountaineer game. That's for sure.
Somebody tonight. I don't remember which chat room I was in earlier today. I mean, I've been all over the place, just and being guests on shows and just talking about Golden Blue Dude or whatever everywhere. And I'm just like, or just being in the chat, and I'm just like, somebody said something earlier to me tonight was, well, you and Coos had great seats, but Golden Blue Dude was in the nosebleed sections at the backyard brawl, Joey. How do you feel about that? Because you had 50-yard line seats, you were right there on the goal, and you put Golden Blue Dude up in the nosebleeds. How you feel about that now? And I was like, I don't feel a bit bad because now he's right there on the field with them players, and he can tell them, whisper in their ears where to go and what to do. And I don't have that luxury, so I'm still sitting on the 50-yard line, and he's 3 steps ahead of me. I mean, and always has been.
Yeah,
Christian, I just wanted to say I wanted to give give me a second.
It's okay, man.
To Amanda, to the kids, to the brothers and the family, to his mom and dad. I love y'all. I don't know you all. I mean, I don't know all of you, but I love you. Chris talked about you guys often, all the time. I've met Amanda. I've met Ben. I've met so many people that I love all of you very much, and I'm always here for you. Anything you need. Chris met the absolute world of me and the absolute world of this community, and I was waiting till the end to give my remarks, and I have so much to say, but I'm gonna be honest, guys. Everything that could have been said has been said tonight. The support, the outloving, the complete support of this channel over the years has been amazing. Chris thought it was amazing. I thought it was amazing. We kept wondering what our golden touch was. Both of us kept wondering what the hell are we doing, you know? Chris would put out a video and it would have 2,000 views in an hour, and he would call me and like, "Look at this." I'm like, "Well, what was so special about it?" He's like, "I don't know. Where did you promote it at?" And I'd tell him, and he'd say, "Well, then what's so special about that?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And we couldn't figure out the magic. We couldn't figure out what it was. Was it something that I had promoted? Was it something that he had done in a video? It was just all Chris. It was all Chris. It was just the personality. It was just the liveliness. It was the heart, the dedication. It was Golden Blue Dude. And we've often said on this channel, and we continue to say on this channel, Golden Blue Dude is a brand. Okay? Golden Blue Dude is not just Chris. Chris always said that, right? He always said, "You are a Golden Blue Dude." All you people, all 300 of you that stayed here with us all damn night long, you are a Golden Blue Dude.
Amen to
You
that.
are a Golden Blue Dude. And we love you. And thank you so much for the years of support. And I don't know what the direction that the channel is right now. I mean, that's up to this family and things, you know, and of course I will work with them any way we can whatever we need to do. But bottom line, we love you because you are Golden Blue Dude. Bottom line, every single one of you. Chris was the face of Golden Blue Dude, and that's what his message always was to everybody. Do you remember that? That we made that video, everybody sending a video clip of saying, "I am Golden Blue Dude." Do you remember that, Christian? You remember that video?
Yeah. Yeah.
And people sending clips and saying, "I am Golden Blue Dude. I am Golden Blue Dude." And he mashed it all together because that's truly what he meant. It's truly what he believed, that we are a Golden Blue Dude, not him, not me, not his brothers, not anybody. Golden Blue Dude is you guys. It's everybody. It's a family. Christian, you are Golden Blue Dude, right?
Yes, sir.
Ben and Will are Golden Blue Dude. I am Golden Blue Dude. Nightbot, who's a damn troll in our chat, is in our chat is Golden Blue Dude, right? We are all Golden Blue Dude. Mountaineer Led with Kenny, Jonathan Easel, SEC Dog. I mean, Sir UGA, everybody is Golden Blue Dude. That's what Chris would want y'all to know. That you are Golden Blue Dude. And I love all of you. Chris loved all of you. And so that's my part in this show. That's all I wanted to say in this show. And I'm going to let because before I have a closing prayer from you, Christian, I want to let Will and Ben, you know, speak whatever they'd like to say to everybody. And I listen, I thank everybody for being here tonight. All right. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Will, Ben.
Can I go first? Yeah. I'm going to do nothing over there. So, okay. So, I didn't want to just freehand this because I'm not sure if I could come up with words. So I wrote it in my phone. I don't even think that I can read it, to be honest. But I'm going to try. Just bear with me if you don't care. Chris was a great father, the best brother, and probably the most passionate sports fan that I've ever met. The YouTube community made a huge impact these last few days on our family. And while we're still deeply saddened with this loss, watching the tributes to my brother has brought many bright moments into the last few days. I think a lot of you know Chris really well and know what kind of person he was. We're blown away with the generosity of our friends, close friends, and the YouTube community in this loss, and with contributing to GBD's final expenses. We cannot begin to explain how thankful we are. To my brother, I love you and I miss you already. That was hard. But thank you,
It
guys.
was beautiful, though. It was beautiful.
Love you, man. Thank you, man.
And I'm gonna do my thing. And Joey, if you don't mind, while we're setting up here, it'll just take us a minute. I need you to mute the audio we're at now, because we're going to go to the phone.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. So, mute, okay, you're muted. The audio is muted. Do you need to turn the video off too?
No. Let me explain. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so we're going to just the phone here in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm gonna play a song for Chris.
Oh, okay.
And I want everyone to sing along. And so we're going to mute this phone and go to just the video.
Okay, I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and I hope everyone sings along. Are you going to hold the camera?
I can. Yeah.
Ben's going to hold the camera, and I'm going to play. Country Roads for him one last time.
Let's go.
Let's get this off here. Okay. All right. Let's get this audio. Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Go ahead and mute.
Yeah, I've got the other one. I've got the other one muted.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put that on full screen for you guys. Okay. Okay. It's just
All right. Can you hear us now?
Yes, and you're on solo layout.
All right. So the audio may not be great, and I don't know if I can play the whole song, but we're gonna go for it. I want everyone to sing along.
Absolutely. I can't hear anything. We can't hear anything, but Christian, can you hear it?
I cannot.
We cannot hear you. Will, we cannot hear you. I'm sorry. Can we bring the phone closer? Maybe. There's no sound.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you.
All right. Well, you can't hear the piano though.
Yeah, we heard that. I heard that chord.
Oh, you heard that?
Yes.
Okay, just keep it here then. All right, I'm gonna do it one more time. We're just doing the ending to Country Roads. Y'all sing
Okay.
along.
All right, here we go.
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home down country road. Did you get it that time?
Yes, sir. We got it.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thank you
Beautiful.
so much. Thank you so much,
And I
man.
think me and Ben are going to sign out here.
I'm going to get a prayer from Christian, and we're going to all sign out. So,
Okay.
Christian,
Okay.
with all your heart, man, dig down deeper, golden blue dude. We love you. Give us a closing prayer, brother.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for Golden Blue Dude, and God, we miss him. And it's times like this where we need you, and we need you all the time, but especially in desperate times like this, God, where we're all broken and heartbroken at a loss like this. I mean, what do you even say, God, other than we know that you are good and we know that you are faithful. And Lord, I just pray you start with Joey, who was probably Chris's closest friend, as far as his YouTube channel goes. And Lord, we just pray that you bring comfort, you bring peace, you bring protection over our YouTube community. And Lord, just, as we go about our own lives, our personal lives, Lord, that you would just watch over us, keep us safe. And Lord, we lift up Chris's family to you, God. I don't know all the names, but you do, Father. And we just pray for peace. We pray for love and that you would bring joy again and just a hedge of protection over them, Lord Jesus. And God, we love you so much, and we are heartbroken at the loss of our friend, but we know that you are faithful and you're going to help us. We love you, Father. Amen. I love all